We see this look from time to time from the Knights. Third down, St. Clair deep drop back. He's going deep down the field. The pass is caught. Wide open 40, 30. It's Buck Studwell. 15, 10, 5 touchdown. New York. They're going to hand it off to H. Shaw. He got the first down. A championship is coming to New York.
23 seconds, 22 seconds. What are they going to do here? 4 yards from the end zone. Dunhill going to throw again. Dunhill out to Hollywood. BDG Hollywood touchdown! Oh my. The Atlanta Swarm. How about it? Your champions, Georgia. 27-10 over Sioux Falls. Your Atlanta Swarm are title winners.
To the right, that's Carr. 2 down from the end. Handoff, Sandlin. Boy, he almost got hit the backfield, and Sandlin breaks it through for a touchdown for Seattle. What a run from Sandlin. He was dead to rights in the backfield and made something out of nothing.
Going to go 5 wide for Wigmore. Wigmore steps up, hit as he threw. Pass is intercepted at the 50 with room to return. It's Albert Begin again. 35-30. Albert Begin. 20, 10. Touchdown, Lone Star. Ivory Irvin not fast enough this time, and the Glory right back in it.
Second and 10 from the 38. Marconi back to pass against another blitz. Marconi's going to avoid a sack. Throw a ball deep down the field. The pass is caught. What a throw! What a throw! Touchdown! Minneapolis to Almiron Savu. Oh my goodness! A slow motion replay here. You've got to be kidding me. SFL is going to bring out the trophy, and Minneapolis is going to get to celebrate for the fans that came down. Receivers, 3 to the right side. Tallahassee needs a stop. They haven't gotten one here in the third. And Cochran's going to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. And Alaska has 9 points here in the third quarter. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the Alaska Storm. They are your Season 11 SFL champions.
How about E.J. DeCue, Patrick Kelly, and Sean Crooked on that line. Great protection for Jackson. Now Moses is running over people, as are the rest of the Scorpions, and they fight him for a touchdown.
This Matt Wilson's pass is caught for a touchdown. What a throw to Dijon Swan. The Mexico City Aztecs, headlined by team owner Ramos Lin, gets their first SFL championship, a 38-24 victory over Chicago.
Ninth. Wigmore now 10 of 13, 76 yards, 14th pass of the day. Wigmore fires it outside, it's intercepted! John Barnhart, touchdown! Sioux Falls, he does it again for the Sparrows in the postseason!
Showing a blitz on the outside, it's Queen City. Everyone stays home. Darnell Black runs past everybody, picks up a block. Darnell Black in the open field. 40, 35, 30. Being chased by Shine. He won't catch him. And the Hyenas have cut it to 7.
Mama, there goes that man.
Stats all-star crew for a terrific start so far. Third down and 9 to start the second quarter. Ivory Irvin's over the top, and it's a touchdown for Baltimore.
Jark Tarkington has a chance to win it.
Oh my goodness. For all of that, and Tarkington gives Baltimore their 3rd straight title. Oh my goodness.
Well, McChesney gonna get a carry. Oh, there goes McChesney. One man to beat, he breaks it. Jaron McChesney down the sideline. Francis trying to catch him. Not today, young fella. Touchdown Denver, they're right back in it. Down to 15 seconds left. Zuli back to pass. He's going to Corky. It is caught. And he puts it down. DC. Greg Corky.
They gotta pull out something miraculous here.
DC can't let him get behind him. They got to keep everything in front of him here. This is the ball game. Daniel Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the middle. The pass is caught, and the tackle is made. And the DC Dragons have won the championship by a miracle on Zach Zuli's throw to Greg Corky. And I let the fellas give me a breath.
It is a chilly night here in Buffalo, New York. You see a quick shot there of the Liberty Building. It is feeling like it's 29 degrees out there, and there's a little bit of snow for Queen City as the Corsairs play host to the Houston Headhunters. Hello, everybody. Ethan Muslin here, my partner, Mr. Alden Bleeker, and you see there's a nice little flurry of snow tonight. This should be a fun one between two franchises that have been having trouble getting off the schneid this first half of the season. Queen City coming in here 0-6. Their playoff lives are already in the balance. We're just getting started on the second half of the season. Houston coming in at 1-5. They're hoping to get another win to give themselves a chance to get above 500. Alden, what do either of these teams need to try to get them back into their winning ways?
Well, I think really it's something you got to remind yourself that the season is not over yet. You know, things may look bleak, but there's plenty of opportunities, and you know, it's among the many things that we'll talk about today. Dave Burr last week had a pretty good had a pretty good game. You know, so in the grand scheme of things, it's all about doing the things that you know you can do well, and just putting that little those two sets of numbers next to your team's name completely out of your mind as much as you can anyhow.
Absolutely right. Yeah, Dave Burr had himself a decent day last week in the loss against Carolina. 36-50 for 339, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. John Lakeman, the rookie of Queen City, he's been really getting into his own. Even though they lost against London last week, he went 29 for 41, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's been having himself a pretty good season so far. Might be in the hunt for Rookie of the Year if he does any better. Queen City to get the ball and kicking it, and we're off. It'll be taken from about the 5. Up the middle is the return man for Queen City, Tony Zoma, formerly of Carolina. And that'll bring it up to the Corsair 26-yard line. And here we go. The offense coming onto the field for Queen City. John Lakeman, that rookie quarterback, leading his team.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, as you say, certainly a compelling case for Rookie of the Year. You know, getting touchdowns, avoiding interceptions, really doing a good job reading SFL defenses young in his career.
Oh, and Lakeman slips in the snow, and he falls to the ground for a loss of 4. Ends up being a sack credited to number 55, Alex Perez, and that's going to be the factor tonight. The snow is light, and it's just enough to cause enough less friction to cause you to slip.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when it's heavy snow, you have the ability to sink your feet into it, but it's just sort of a light coating over the field when it's like this.
They're going to fake the handoff. Lakeman it's brought down again by Perez. Second consecutive sack. That ends up being a loss of 8. It's going to be 3rd down and a country mile.
Yeah, man, 3rd and 23. And I mean, just one little slip, and Queen City are starting so far behind the 8 ball here on this drive.
Going to go to 4 wide receivers. Houston in the dime pack. Lakeman from the shotgun. Going to throw, fakes the handoff. Steps up, gonna fire the deep ball over, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Houston, getting into Queen City territory down to the 27-yard line, and it is picked off by Nano Matthews. That's his first pick of the season.
Wow, and this is just such a great job reading the play by Matthews here. You know
I should be corrected. That's Josh Rowe. I was looking at the wrong roster.
I apologize as well, but just such a great job reading where that ball is going to come. You know that Queen City have to throw this deep, so just reading the receivers who have anything to go on there deep and putting himself in the position to disrupt that play. That is a fantastic defensive play by the Houston defensive unit.
Josh Rowe getting his 31st interception of his career. That's pick number 3 for him on the season. Run up the gut for GP Wells, and already a gain of 20. Going to put him down to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, and they started in fantastic position to start with. I mean, you know, we talked before this game about how GP Wells does GP Wells things sometimes, and again, another instance of that there. Takes good field position and opens it up even more for Houston.
It'll be 1st down and goal to go for the Houston offense. Burr on the quick step, throws right side, has the receiver caught and down at the 1-yard line, caught by Greg Corky. It's going to be just short of the goal line for a gain of 6. We'll quickly introduce the Houston offense. Dave Verge, your quarterback. In the backfield, GP Wells and Jalen Wells. Wide receivers are Mike St. Green, DR Sim, and Greg Corky. Tight ends are Jim Copeland Jr. and Dan Curtis. On the line, Barry Simeon at left tackle, Taylor Menner at left guard. Run for GP, left side, unopposed, touchdown Houston. Just like that, they turned the pick into 6 points.
Yeah, and it's been GP Wells so impactful on that drive. The big run for 7 yards to set it up, and again spinning his way into the end zone. So GP Wells not afraid to try some athletic moves, some sort of dancing around moves in the snow here.
Houston might have the right idea. Just go for the ground game a little bit while the snow is light. Get that, get the snow off the field, and then you can kind of start looking into the pass game. As the kick is up and good from Sonny J. That will make it 7-0 Houston with 8:56 to go here in the first quarter. That drive, 3 plays, 27 yards, culminating with that 1-yard touchdown run. So a very quick drive from Houston. Queen City to get the ball back. Hopefully they'll get themselves in a better position after that last drive. Jay to kick this away. Will be taken by Zoma, again at about the 5-yard line. Run up the middle and get to about the 29. Nice little run there by the return man. Queen City will set up once again. Let's introduce that Queen City offense. John Lakeman, the rookie, is your quarterback, with Jet Zero and Tiberius Bovine in the backfield. Wide receivers are Adrian Ellis, Tony Zoma, Doug Spelling, and Deezer Powell. Tight ends are James Matthew Jr., Stephen McMichaels, and anchoring the line at left guard is Robert Cron. 1st and 10, Lakeman going to hand off to Zero. Oh, wow, just got immediately contacted by KT Slayer. It ends up being a loss of 2.
And one of the big things that I'm looking at on this drive is, it's sort of like what we talked about earlier in this game, but on a shorter scale of trying to have a short memory. First drive, you slipped and you got sacked again, and then you got intercepted. You got to do what you can right now.
He's 2nd down and 12. We'll hand off to Zero right side. He'll get some room and gets brought down by Jason Peace. About another yard or so. It'll give us time to introduce the Houston Headhunter defense. On the line, Alex Perez, Tom Tanner, and Butch Menner with KT Slayer. Jason Peace, Garrett Evans, and Zed Markov are your linebackers. Corners are J.W. Hartshorn, Kai Cash, and Corey Menner. The safeties are Diedrich Law and Josh Rowe. They're down at 8 with 3 receivers right for Lakeman. He's in the shotgun, has time to throw. A little bit of pressure. Even the ball to the right side. Caught out of bounds. Incomplete. Deezer Powell had it, but just a little too high, and that will force the Corsairs to punt.
Yeah, and that was a much better long pass than we saw previously. Just had to sort of force something up towards the middle of the field, but a great job to find something on the sidelines. Just a bit unfortunate that it ended up being caught out of bounds there.
Ends up being a 3-and-out for the Corsairs. That will bring out Greg Morrison to punt it away. Greg Corky for Houston will be the return man. Kick is away. He fielded at about the 30 and gets a couple of yards. He'll bring it up to the 34-yard line. If you're new to the SFL, oh, hold on a second. Mike St. Green is down. He is hurt.
Yeah, laid out on the field, and his teammates look a bit shaken up here. We're going to see again what happened here.
So Mike St. Green is the punt returner for Houston instead of Corky. He's the kick returner.
Oh man, maybe something.
Might have just been an issue on the tackle.
Landed on his ankle or knees awkwardly. We'll keep an eye out for update on that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take care of our bill payments in due time. We're going to get the ball here on 1st and 10. 3 receivers. We're going to hand it off, and nothing doing for Jalen. Ends up getting caught right at the line for no gain. That's a tackle by LL Volt. Let's introduce the rest of the Corsair defense. You have L.O. Volt, Dan Dash, Joseph Sabolka on the line. They run a 3-4. Kappa Jones, Claudius Periwinkle III, and Orion Horace are your linebackers. Greg Gaines, Ted Hayes, Newton North, and Nano Matthews are your corners. Todd Rigsby and G.P. Wallace are your safeties. Another big tackle by this Corsair defense. That was Gaines coming in on the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and it's really been, you know, compared to that first drive, much harder for Houston this time, and I think you have to chalk up a lot of credit to the Queen City defense.
3rd down and 9. 5 receivers on the tip. It's incomplete, topped up by Tanner, who's dropped back on the pass, and it will be incomplete, and it's a 3-and-out for the Headhunters.
Yeah, and a good job getting the ball back by Queen City. Almost another situation where they got a pick of their own, but maybe a bit of the snow making the gloves a little bit slippery. But I mean, they'll be perfectly happy just to take the 3-and-out, though, I would imagine.
First and 10 from your Steamers, 35 yards. They're going air. They're going air. Empty pass.
Yeah, I'm here. I just forgot that I had my microphone muted because I'm a very smart person. Catch there from Deezer. It's one of those days, I guess. Deezer Powell making the catch there on that play. It'll be 1st and 10.
I saw a new play happen, and my broadcast partner was not talking. I was like, oh no. But a great little pitch and catch there, and you know, really an opportunity for, you know, like we said, sometimes you got to have the memory of a goldfish when it comes to this game, and Queen City having an opportunity to possibly demonstrate that virtue here.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 out to Queen City 48. Hand off to Jet Zero up the middle, crossing midfield. And gets about 3 on the play before he gets brought down by Josh Rowe. Bring it up to the Houston 49. What I was trying to say before, when I was muted, was that aerial coverage of today's game provided by DAGS Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. You can learn more about that by going to dagsdroneworks.com. That's DAGGS droneworks.com. 2nd and 7, pistol set. Takes the handoff. Lakeman looking to throw. Pressure comes up the middle. And, oh man, Slayer bringing down the tackle. That's 3 sacks now for the line here for Houston.
Yeah, and it has been so difficult for John Lakeman to set up shop all day. I mean, you know, that slip in a sack, another sack, and another sack here. I mean, just so much pressure coming his way all game long.
That is going to bring it to 10 sacks so far this season for the Houston defense. 3rd down and long. Lakeman going to fake the handoff. Throws up left side. Has the receiver. Good for the 1st down. And going to get wrapped up out of bounds at the 38-yard line. A catch made by Adrian Ellis.
Yeah, and it was just such a great pitch and catch. You know, again, we saw at the top of the play there, pressure coming his way, but just a great job running this corner out by Adrian Ellis. My goodness, he got himself wide open and gave John Lakeman a fantastic target to throw to there.
So the Corsairs now starting to move in Houston territory. First time all game they've done that. It is still a little early. Let's see if they can convert. Lakeman under pressure, gonna throw, and nearly intercepted. It'll fall on the ground, incomplete. Corey Menner there was there to make the play.
Yeah, just an instance of really nowhere to go in the midfield. That's how Houston set up that first interception. So we'll have to see how the Queen City passing attack kind of adapts to their swarm the midfield solution here.
Bring up 2nd down and 10. Lakeman going to go under center. There's 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Jet 0 in the backfield. Houston showing some pressure. Lakeman to throw. The quick pass, incomplete. Looks like he got that away just as he was throwing it. Butch Menor there on the pressure.
Yeah, and again, exemplary of what we've been saying this drive. They sent, it looked like 4 or 5 by my count on the blitz there, and just even the best offensive line is going to struggle with that heavy of a blitz, and it's an instance again.
Now 3rd down and long. They're probably going to be outside field goal range if they can't move any forward. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Lakeman taking the handoff. Pressure coming up. He'll step up, throws it out left side, and it's incomplete. Ellis could not hold on to the football. It's going to bring up 4th and 10. And you got to figure it's probably outside of Joe Garfield's range. They'll bring in Morrison to punt it.
Yeah, it would be very, very, I think it's like right on the line where you can make an argument for either option, but punting certainly the safer of the 2 options, especially in, whatever win there may be.
It would be a 55-yard attempt for the rookie, but I think this is the right call. Morrison to kick it away. Got a little bit of pressure there. Ball going to take a nice bounce at around the 6, into the 5, inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. A very generous Corsair bounce is going to put the Headhunters deep in their own territory to start their next drive.
And what a special teams play by Queen City, pinning Houston almost on the shadow of their own goal line. And so they now have all the cards in their hand. They can send some pressure at Houston.
They might do so. Handoff. GP going to the right side. He'll get about a yard and change. So they're going to wrap him up at about the 4 with Volt making the tackle.
Yeah, and this is really a high pressure, first set of downs for Houston. You really gotta do what you can to escape the shadow of your own goal, because that would be such fantastic starting field position for Queen City if they were to punt from here.
Or if they were to make any sort of points with a tackle for loss. That's not going to do it, though, with another 1-yard gain. A nice little stop for Kappa Jones. Now it'll be 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8, and so difficult, sort of like what we were talking about with Houston and kind of crowding the midfield. It's a situation where, as Queen City, that this is probably going to be some kind of pass, and you can call around that.
Oh, it's going to be a free play on the offside. Pass is tipped up and incomplete. It won't matter, though. Dan Dash got a little too antsy. That'll give them a free 5. It'll still be 3rd down, but now it'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, but it opens up the run now. You probably don't even think about running it on 3rd and 8 when you're this deep in your own zone. But 3rd and 3, especially when you've got the running talent of GP Wells on your side, I think it's very feasible now for them to run.
It's entirely possible to do so. It's probably the most logical move, because you don't want to risk the possibility of a pick. It's going to be 3rd down and a narrow 3 from the Houston 10. Offset I, receiver to the left. Pressure coming up on the line. They'll hand it off. Wells, right side, gets the 1st down, gets up to the 15 to the 16-yard line. Just enough to move the change, and you got to think about that. That would have been 6. That would have been enough to stop them had it not been for the offsides.
Yeah, and just discipline, such an important and underrated tool in a defense. You can get those stops all day long, but if you give up a bunch of 5-yard fouls, it'll add up pretty quick.
Burr from the shotgun, under a little pressure, gets it away, and it's caught by GP, but only ends up going out of bounds. Oh, a lot of pressure there from Volt up the middle. Ends up resulting in no gain.
And that's more what Queen City want to do. Just send pressure through the line and really prevent Dave Burr from really being able to set up in the pocket like he's liked to do so far this game.
2nd down and 10. I think they're calling it an incomplete pass because the clock is not running. 2 tight ends set up to the left side. I formation. Pressure on the line. Hand off to GP. He's wrapped up from behind. Ends up only getting about 3 to be taken down at the 19-yard line.
And that's a really good job holding them by Queen City. I think that's really something that we saw on the last set of downs for Houston that they were more keyed in on, is trying to hold them to a point where they can get a stop on third down, and I think they've done that again here.
Now going to 5 wide for Burr with the shotgun. 3rd and 7. They're only going to rush 3 up the middle. Pass tipped up and still in the air, popped up, and it's by Mike St. Green! Unbelievable carom of the football, and Mike St. Green was right under it to make the catch.
Someone played Entrance of the Gladiators, because we just saw a circus show, a page out of the book of the Harlem Globetrotters, just tap, tap up in the air, and the slippery conditions here tonight, causing some extraordinary athletics to play out before our very eyes. A little bit of a juggling routine there.
Yeah, that ends up being a 23-yard catch by Mike St. Green after the incredible pinballing effect. Pass to the right side will be completed for a gain of 5, and that'll be another catch for St. Green.
Only on a snow game do you see plays like that, I tell you.
And I tell you what, it is good to see St. Green out there once again after he got injured on that punt return. 2nd down and 5. 3 receivers bunched right. And tight end to the left. And out for GP when he is lit up in the backfield. Big loss on that play from number 67 of Queen City. It's the secondary defensive end, George Booth.
Yeah, and it's another situation where Queen City are able to hold Houston to a tough conversion. I think that really is going to be beneficial over the course of the game. If they can force them to make tough conversions, they can force turnovers.
Third with the throw up the middle. Ball is out, and it's recovered by Queen City. The catch was made, but got bobbled out as soon as he made a move. See, yeah, that is a catch there for number 89, but he just
did he have a chance? Did he have a chance to make a football move is the question. I mean, man, it's really starting to come through how slippery, and there is the challenge flag being thrown by Houston. I guess they're going to see if he truly did have possession of the football before it came out here.
Yeah, Coach Mon Simeon gonna check to see if he made that move. That pass went to the secondary receiver, J.J. Ellington, got popped out.
Yeah, this almost looks like an incompletion to me from our angle.
Yeah, it got popped out by G.B. Wallace. Let's see how they call it.
After review, the play stands. The receiver did not.
The call is stood.
Wow.
It is a fumble recovered by Queen City. What a break for the Corsairs.
Yeah, no forward motion rule for receivers, apparently. That looked like a reception from our end, but again, just sort of the theme of this game. You know, things happen. You got to put it in the back of your mind and do what you're supposed to do now.
Lakeman on the quick step will throw it out for Jet 0. It ends up going nowhere, unfortunately. It's going to be a loss of 2.
And this is really good field position for Queen City. You know, they're behind the 50, but if they're able to get, you know, one new 1st and 10, they're in such great position to march down the field here.
Yeah, 1st down will probably put them into field goal range. Lakeman on the throw, on the deep drop. Gonna heave it down up the middle. Tipped away and intercepted back into the hands of Houston. Josh Rowe with another pick. He's gonna go to the right side and a penalty marker down as the tackle was made by number 55, Robert Cron. He might be in trouble.
Flipping number 55 defense.
Well, that's going to be a penalty against the Headhunters, against Alex Perez. So it takes a great return and docks 15 yards from it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those instances where, you know, football gods giveth, football gods taketh away.
Now to bring us to the end of the first quarter, it's a little bit of snow here in Buffalo, and it's creating a pretty entertaining game. The Headhunters currently lead the Corsairs 7-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, here on YouTube. Let's switch the field. You can see they've got the shovels out to clear out the lines and markers. It's going to be one of those nights. 1st and 10 for Houston. Throw up to the left, to the right side is knocked away and incomplete. Tipped off by Claudius Periwinkle the third.
Yeah, and we've already seen some snow day shenanigans here, but it's really going to be interesting to see now that there's starting to be some, proper accumulation on the ground. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects the rest of this game.
2nd down and 10. Going to have 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. GP sidecar left from Burr, who's in the shotgun. They have time, throws away, tipped to the air and incomplete. Ted Haynes leaped out of nowhere to get his hands on that football.
Yeah, wow. I mean, they tell you in middle school, Pop Warner, high school, that you play whistle to whistle, but what an effort there just to make that leap to get his hand up in the air and get that swat.
Going to make it to a 3rd down and 10. 6 seconds have only gone off the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Burr in the shotgun. He'll step. A little pressure coming from the left side. Better watch out. He'll throw it out, and it's incomplete. Intended for DR Sim, but got that thrown into about double, maybe even triple coverage, and that'll force Houston to punt.
Yeah, and that's sort of the defensive possession that Queen City have been hoping for all game. Just force them into a tough conversion, throw some pressure at them, and force them to make a tough decision. And in that instance, they get a great stop, and they're going to get great field position here.
Yeah, they end up forcing a 3-and-out for Houston. The last couple of possessions for the Headhunters after that touchdown has been a punt, a fumble, and a punt. This return will get Queen City up to the 24-yard line. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, football for everyone. Queen City to start their next drive. They have 2 receivers. They'll hand off. Jet Zero goes to the left side. Has good blocks. He goes to the left a little more. Pushing ahead. Ends up getting down to the 36 for a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
And that is just a fantastic run by Jet Zero. We're going to see it on replay again here, just following blocks all the way. Offensive line does a good job to absorb the pressure and just finds space in the alley to run. Picks up a great 1st down, a very important 1st down, I would even say, for Queen City.
Yeah, that was Matthew Jr. and McMichaels, the 2 tight ends, providing those blocks for Jet Zero to give him that 12-yard gain. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Lakeman from under center. A little bit of pressure coming up, but he'll throw it out to the right side. Tipped up, intercepted! Picked away by Houston again, and still moving down the sideline. Down to the 20, to the 10. This is going to go! Touchdown, Houston! Kai Cash pulls it in and puts 6 on the board.
Kai Cash, are you kidding me? Absolutely leaps into the air for this ball. Amazing blocks all the way down the field and just turns on the turbo. I mean, there was really nobody in a black shirt that was in any position to stop him once he got a good 10 yards down the field there.
And that is the first pick 6 for Kai Cash in his career. Congratulations. Well earned to put Houston up by 2 scores. Sonny J going to kick this away. It is up and through. That'll make it 14-0 Houston with 9:56 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Houston's defense really stepping up.
Yeah, someone on the sidelines save that football for Kai Cash. I mean, that is not only such a huge first step in a young career, but also a fantastic one. Well, that's one that we're going to see on the highlight reels for some time to come, I would imagine.
Kick away here. It'll be taken inside the end zone. They'll kneel it down for a touchback. Got a Scorpion in the chat saying 1 pick 6 more than me. I wonder who that could be. Is Queen City going to take the touchback to their own 20? Boy, Lakeman's going to have some trouble here. He came in. He came in here with 10 interceptions. It's in the top 10 for least interceptions in the league, but this is not going to help. Lakeman going to hurl the deep ball down the middle, and it's incomplete. That one knocked away by Corey Menner.
And I do think one thing that has to be said for John Lakeman, you know, especially so young in his career, is that, you know, it can be easy to catastrophize when things are going badly, but he is continuing to step up into the pocket and show, you know, that he knows this is my strength and I have confidence in myself, and, you know, that confidence can carry you through some rough patches in games sometimes.
Looking on the pass, going to go down the middle, has the completion, gets the first down to the 34-yard line with the catch made by Doug Spelling for his first of the day.
And it's a little pitch and catch. And again, you know, John Lakeman, as we were just talking about his confidence in his arm, has the ability to throw the ball into some pretty tight spaces, some decent coverage by the Houston defense, as has been the case pretty much all day long, but he just finds the little window to throw it into there.
Brings it up to the 34 for a gain of 14. Lakeman going to face 4 defenders. Pressure coming up the middle, and he's brought down for a loss of 7. That will be a joint sack for Butch Menner and Tom Tanner.
Yeah, and it's really been the case all day. The thing that it's making it so hard for John Lakeman is that Houston's defense has been all up in the pocket all game long, and you know, it would be interesting to try to figure out exactly what's causing that, but it's just so hard when you're a young quarterback to just have to make those snap decisions on so quickly.
Lakeman on the quick pass, throws it, and it's completed for the first down. Doug Spelling again with the critical catch, gets it up to the Queen City 45.
Well, and speaking of a young quarterback making snap decisions, but he sees a man open downfield and he takes that option, trusting his arm, trusting his receiver. I guess really trust, sort of the key word of the day for Queen City.
That one going for 19 yards. Lakeman on the deep drop, throws right side, has the receiver open for James Matthew Jr. Tight ends getting their first bit of action for the day, and he ends up going into Houston territory.
Yeah, and they're finding a little bit of a rhythm, Queen City. You know, it's one of those things where you turn around having a positive mental attitude on the field, and, you know, you all of a sudden you start to find a rhythm. You have that little bit of self-belief. It can change things.
Puts the ball back into Houston territory. 1st and 10 with the 2-2. Lakeman going to throw. Has the man left side, and it's tipped off and incomplete. Tipped away there. That is number 38 of Houston, one of the secondary corners, Ray Jones.
And it's a great play. The way the camera stopped, it almost looked like an interception for a second. I'm sure that was a bit of a scary moment for Queen City. But yeah, and it's a great route too, is the thing. Just an athletic play to get up there and disrupt it.
Yeah, and you got to figure that's probably just a case of, just, you know, the second level player just not being able to make the catch, and probably a really cold football.
Yeah, absolutely.
2nd and 10. They'll pitch it off to Jet Zero. He cannot get around the line. He is brought down by Zed Markov. It ends up being a loss of 2.
Yeah, it hurts enough getting hit in the hands by a football under normal weather conditions. Now picture it feels like you're getting hit in the hand with a ball of ice. It makes everything worse.
Absolutely does. So to bring up 3rd down and 12. Lakeman going to have 3 receivers left, one to the right. Taking the handoff. Going to have a man open. Right side is completed. Tony Zoma gets his first catch of the day, but unfortunately it only gets back to the original line of scrimmage for 4th down.
Yeah, and it's going to be 4th down for Queen City, but they have shown some positive developments this drive. They've shown that they can that they can, you know, really step up and find these rhythms, and it all starts with, you know, I think not giving up on this game, you know, acknowledging mentally that, hey, we're still in this and let's keep fighting.
Morrison going to punt this away. It'll bounce at the 10, get to about the 7, gets a little bit of an extra roll, but they'll say it got touched. over at the 8-yard line. If you want in-depth analysis all season long, visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for information about the league, its 28 teams, and to see all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Second drive that Houston's had to start in their own ends, inside their own 10. Barr changing up the play a little bit here with 3 wide receivers. He'll go for the throw. Left side is completed and brought down to the 11. And Jet Zero had apparently suffered an injury. He has sprained his elbow. He is out.
Ouch. Yeah,
That is
man.
an unfortunate circumstance for Jet.
Yeah, and perhaps an unfortunate situation for Queen City because, you know, he is the biggest part of their run game.
2nd and 7 for Burr. He'll screen it out right side for GP, and he'll get flattened out at the 15-yard line by Greg Gaines. And it will be now 3rd down and 2.
I almost wonder for Queen City, I almost wonder if Tiberius Bovine, the fullback, I almost wonder if he comes in as a secondary halfback. That'll be an interesting development to keep our eye on the next time Queen City have the ball.
It'll be him. It'll either be that, or it will be the secondary running back, Blake Radke, who will be getting some more action. Throw deep ball down the middle. It's intercepted! Picked away by Todd Rigsby, and he brings it down to the Houston 29-yard line.
Man, and this is just a pure speed play. I mean, you know, we talk about as a defender running your receiver into you and just staying at the top of that route. That was exactly what that was. Eyeball play, saw where the receiver that he was covering was going and just jumped up, got his hands in the air. Fantastic defensive play by Corsair, and this is by far their best starting position this game.
Probably the most important drive for them the entire game. Lakeman going to throw, screens it out, and it will be completed. Jet Zero is out there. He's still huffing and puffing. Still gonna work with the sprained elbow. He ends up getting back to the line for no gain.
Very, 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 very painful place of your body to sprain, but I guess it does not impede your ability to run necessarily, as say as a sprained knee or a sprained ankle would.
Yeah, if it was an ankle, that would be the completely different story. 2nd down and 10. Lakeman to throw. Has time, a little bit of pressure. Throwing up the deep ball, tipped away, incomplete. Deezer Powell, the intended target, but Joshua was there to get in front of it.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about last offensive drive for Queen City, is John Lakeman's confidence growing over the course of this game. Even though he's facing pressure, even though they're down, you know, if he can stay in it mentally and keep fighting, that just gives them such a chance. And you saw it there again, believing that he can throw that deep ball over the shoulder route.
Fake handoff for Lakeman. Pressure coming, and he's brought down. It's a loss of 7. That was probably not what you wanted to have. Slayer going to have another sack to his total. Going to bring up 4th and long, and I think they're out of field goal range.
Yeah, definitely not what you're looking for if you're Queen City. It's just because you have self-belief doesn't mean there's not going to be adversity.
Ends up being the 5th sack of the game for the Houston defense. 2 for Perez, 2 for Slayer, and Tanner and Menor are sharing 1. Morrison going to kick this away. It's going to bounce right side around the 15 and will be returned. And a decent return at that for St. Green to bring it up to the 21-yard line. Tomorrow on Next Level Sports, the unbeaten Atlanta Swarm try to keep that 0 in the loss column as they go up against the Portland Fleet, who are having a winning streak of their own and want to spoil the Swarm's dreams of a #1 seed. Kickoff for that game is tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on NLSC. Next Level Sports. Get more. Burr from the pistol. Gonna throw right side. Has the receiver. St. Green had to slide a little bit to make that catch. He ends up getting it for a gain of 5.
Yeah, and this is Houston. I think, you know, one of their big pivot points, their opportunity to sort of show that you know they've been back in their own zone pretty far this whole game. This is their chance to show to themselves, okay, I can march down the field too.
2nd and 5 at the 25. Handoff to GP. Left side's going to be just short of the first down marker. Nice stop from GB Wallace. Alongside Orion Horace there to make that tackle.
And this is really something that we've seen so far in the latter half of this first half, is that Queen City's defense have really done a good job containing Houston's offense.
Bird to try to throw on 3rd and short. Looks for the man up the middle, and it's caught! Inside Queen City territory, the catch to DR Sim. First one of the day for him.
Yeah, and this is gonna be one of those plays that again we see. It's just he's deep in coverage, but he just does a great job running his route, and he opens the space for Dave Burr to find.
Sets the ball up at the Queen City 48. Offset I with 3 wide for 1st and 10. We're going to hand off. GP going to go up the middle. Gets met right at the line. Nice stop from Horace. Set it up for no gain.
A signature spin move that GP Wells loves so much. Not quite able to get past the line there.
And you see there Dan Dash there also to help make that play. This will probably be the final play before we go to the 2-minute warning. Burr with 2 wide to each side. The old Chuck Woolery, 2 and 2. A little pressure from Queen City. They'll back off. Throw right side is completed. And out of bounds is the catch from Jim Copeland Jr. First catch for one of their tight ends. Moving up 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and this is a very good drive by Houston. I think really kind of the magic ingredient, assuming that they're able to convert here, really kind of the magic ingredient is,
well, we'll figure out that magic ingredient in a second, because we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in snowy Buffalo, and the Headhunters are leading the Corsairs 14-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music here on YouTube. This cold Buffalo crowd trying to rally their defense. Burr in the shotgun for 3rd down. Throws it up the middle. And it's completed to the 34-yard line. First down for Greg Corky.
Well, as I was attempting to get out before the 2-minute warning there, I think the secret for Houston is their clock management. You know, you got 3 timeouts. You know, how much time do you want to take off the clock? Do you want to do you want to use some of those timeouts to really get it down, and that's what we're going to see here, I think.
We're going to have a man open up the middle. Going to be just short of the line to gain. St. Green gets it for about 9 3/4. We'll bring 2nd and short at the 25.
Because I believe that it would be Houston receiving the ball first in the second half, so I think they could sort of do the football equivalent of a 2-for-1 in basketball.
You're absolutely right. Houston would get the ball to start the second half. There's another catch to bring it to just outside the red zone. And that was a catch by Dan Curtis. 1st and 10 at the 21. Burr from under center. Free play here on the jump from Dash. Throws again to Curtis, and he'll be put out of bounds. Looks like about just 1 yard short. Take a look at the penalty here.
Neutral zone infraction, number 99, defense.
Neutral zone infraction, wow.
Yeah, that was another jump from Dan Dash, but they will decline the penalty and take the 9-yard gain from Curtis.
Yeah, absolutely. And Curtis, to his credit there, not only received that pass, but I mean, basically trucked his way through 2 tackles there. That was extreme resilience on display.
They make it 2nd and 1 at the 12. 47 seconds to go here in the half. Houston hoping to start the first half of a double dip to get started in the 3rd quarter. Burr to throw, screens it out to GP, gets the first down, pushes ahead, gets down to the 4. Nice little spin move there to cut inside and get a couple more yards. They'll reset into a heavy eye. Burr going to screen out to GP again. Has a block on a bit of a screen, but goes nowhere. Houston will take their second timeout as they lose 2.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity for Houston to try to draw up something a little bit magic here. I really think they want to use that last timeout, if at all possible, to freeze the clock for a field goal. But they're going to try to get a touchdown here first.
They've got at least 2 shots for it, and they're only about 16, 17 feet away. Burr on second down, on the quick step, thrown to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston! Caught by DR Sim. Who else could it possibly be?
Who else? And it's just a fantastic job to just throw it up and between the coverage. I mean, you talk about finding your windows as a quarterback. Just absolutely fantastic job of doing that. Precisely that by Dave Burr. Just throws it through that little mailbox slot of a space.
That drive going 12 plays, 80 yards. That 6-yard touchdown pass, number 135 for DR Sim. As the kick from Sonny J is up and good. And that will make it 21-0 with 22 seconds left to go here in the first half. So Houston's got the first half of the double dip done. But Queen City does have a possibility to respond if they can do so, but it's going to be a bit of a time crunch.
Yeah, and I mean the thing that does work in their favor is that they have 3 timeouts, so they it's not a lot of time, but they can do something with it.
And the return from Zoma is going to bring it out to the 21. Probably could have saved a couple of seconds and just taken the knee, but they just, doesn't hurt to take the shot. You get a hold, you can break through, you might be able to score.
Yeah, or who knows, short, medium pass, maybe all of a sudden just the middle of the field opens up and you go all the way. Who knows?
Lakeman will go with 3 wide receivers here for 1st and 10. They've definitely got time for 3, maybe 4 plays. Lakeman on the short step has the ball incomplete, intended for Deezer Powell. Got thrown up into a little bit of coverage there.
And it's sort of like what we were saying. Just go for a short, medium pass. Don't try to be too greedy and risk having a pick 6 go against you to end the half. But just a little bit quicker to it was the Houston defense.
Yeah, and that was Josh Rowe there on the coverage to help knock that ball away. So 15 seconds to go for 2nd down and 10. We've got 2 tight ends right, 1 receiver each side. They're going to hand it off. Wow, boy, he just got read like a book. Jet Zero just goes down very quickly. And that will more than likely bring us to the end of the half.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to take it to the locker room and try to come back stronger next half.
That'll be the end of the first half. Houston with the lead, 21-0. Queen City hoping to make a comeback in the snow. You're watching this SFL presented by APM Music here on YouTube. Second half about to get underway. Got the snow shoveled out a little bit here, and we're going to get underway here with the second half. Ethan Muslin, Alden Bleeker here on the call tonight. It's going to be returned from the goal line, and Mike St. Green going to stay on his feet, get right down to the 24-yard line. We're going to head over to Florida for a little bit, and Cameron Irvine with a game break.
Thank you, Ethan. Better weather there and better offense from Vancouver this week after a couple of weeks of struggling. Chris Curtis tonight, 2 catches, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Vancouver has a lead 28-13 in the third on Florida, threatening the Storm. 2-game lead.
And Cam, the GP Wells run to the right side is going to go for about 3 before getting brought down by Gaines.
Yeah, and it's really, I think, as we were sort of briefly mentioning, prior to the start of the half, I think it's really an opportunity for Queen City to play, a different half than they had in the first half. All the stats for Houston on offense are looking better than Queen City, and it's up to Queen City to make another path for themselves.
GP got caught in a little bit of traffic as he tried to run his route, ends up going outside, and gets to about the 33. He'll be short by a yard. Queen City really hoping they can get a stop. Get some momentum back on their side. They're down in 1. Heavy I formation. Pressure coming up on the line. Handoff to Wells. He'll get the first down, no problem. And gets it up to the 39-yard line for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and just really sort of trench warfare kind of play when you're on 3rd and 1st. Just take your blocks, go straight up the middle with whatever space you're afforded, and no reason to try to get too cute or do anything more than that.
So that's always the mentality I always try to do. Like, don't get cute, because you end up playing yourself at that point.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from just outside the 40. Burr with 3 wide receivers. They'll hand off to GP. He's met at the backfield and brought down for a loss of 4 by LL Volt.
Yeah, and LL Volt has really been doing some good things for Queen City. That is now his 4th tackle of the game, and he will continue to be, I think, a big centerpiece of the front line for Queen City here.
Yeah, he's been having a fantastic rookie season. 6'6", 285, 2nd rounder. He should be doing well. Burr gonna throw the deep ball left side. Hamilton open. It's DR Sim. He's gonna go 66 yards for the touchdown.
And wow, DR Sim laying down here to make some snow angels in the end zone. And just look at this play here. Absolute effort all the way. Runs this corner out to perfection, and then just absolutely uses his speed to blow by the defenders. That is just pure effort by Houston.
That 66-yard touchdown putting DR Sim now at 95 yards on the day. Boy, it's like you can't be surprised seeing one of the top receivers of all time in the league, and that's the reason he's a Hall of Famer right then and there. Kick is up and good. That will make it 28-0 here on Houston with 8:45 to go. That's also DR Sim's 5th touchdown of the season. Definitely going to shoot him up the leaderboard a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Queen City now definitely behind the 8 ball here. Well, the 28 ball if you really want to be accurate. Going to be taken by Zum at about the 4. Gonna run up the middle and gets up to the 25-yard line for a 20-yard return. If you are liking the game so far, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thanks to everybody for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Lakeman on the throw. Has a man down to the right side. Deezer Powell gets the first down up to the 39 for 13.
Yeah, and that is a great pass as well by John Lakeman. We're gonna see it again here, just setting up, looking for his options in the pocket, finds a great option on the run there, and that is really one of his strengths. You know, on the occasions where he is not facing a dangerous pressure from Houston, he's able to set up in the pocket quite nicely.
2 tight ends left for 1st and 10. Lakeman from under center, he'll hand it off. Zero trying to go up the middle, just got brought down by Menor right at the line of scrimmage, but ends up falling ahead for a yard. Jet Zero having a bit of a struggle last game. He only got 29 yards. And only about, accounting this game, he's only doing about 400 yards of rushing. Pass up the middle, be completed again, and dragging the defender for the first down. Number 86, Stephen McMichaels, making his first catch of the day.
And what a way to make your first stamp on this game. That is the kind of conversion that Queen City have been looking for all game long.
Actually, I should stand corrected. That is McMichael's first reception of his career.
Wow.
Secondary tight end getting a little bit of love today. Lakeman the throw, screens it out, and that is Bovine who made the catch, but he was out of bounds when it happened, so they'll call it incomplete.
Double congratulations are in order for the young man.
Yes, Stephen McMichael's second season here, and that actually might be a case of where we just don't have, for some reason, the information might not be on our system for some reason. So I don't know if it's the first of his career, probably not, but no, it's a catch. Lakeman on the throw, deep ball right side, tipped away, incomplete. Kai Cash tipped that away, almost had another interception.
Yeah, Kai Cash earlier had that fantastic pick six. He's got all the confidence in the world to try to go for it again, and a green light from the sideline, I would imagine.
And we do have confirmation in the chat that McMichaels does have many receptions in this league. So that is a matter of our wonderful technology being so helpful for us. They're down in 10 for Lakeman. He's got 2 and 2 on the deep step. Throws right side, and it's complete to Tony Zoma, and gets the first down, a 14-yard gain to the Houston 36.
Yeah, and it's just pure bravery by Zoma here. We're going to see this again. Goes up knowing that he's going to be speared out of midair, but goes up for that ball knowing that he's got to go and make a play for this team.
One other thing we're noticing coming up from our stat folks, this is the first time all season that Houston has scored 28 points. Might be the first time in a while we might have a low-scoring team as well, as the run from 0 goes nowhere. That's another stop by Zed Markov.
Yeah, and you know, when you're behind, you know, in terms of trying to make that, you know, magical 500 number, you know, it really can help to have a game like this for your offense.
Second down and 10. 3 receivers for Lakeman. They'll screen it out. Bovine makes the catch.
Oh,
and we'll get, oh man, that just got clobbered at 34. Ends up being 2 yards, but Garrett Evans, boy, oh boy, just laying the wood.
Yeah, no mercy from this Houston defense. You know, they realize that they're up, and that it's been in large part because they've sent so much pressure at this Queen City offense.
Now 3rd down and 8. Defense adjusting for Houston. Lakeman the throw, has time. Gonna throw out a bit of a water burner. And it's incomplete for Doug Spelling. This would be about a 51-yarder for Joe Garfield if they decide to kick it. No, they're gonna bring out Morrison to punt.
Yeah, man, and that is such a good drive for Queen City. That would have been a fantastic way for it to convert. But another really good stop by Houston, and it's really kind of a 2-level attack by Houston. You know, Alex Perez and KT Slayer have 2 sacks respectively, but then you've got so much pass interception, a pass defense on that 2nd level. It's just a complete performance.
Ball kicked into the end zone from Morrison, and that will end up being a touchback for the Headhunters. Cameron Irvine, Paul Sarp, and the Impact Monday crew head to D.C. this week, where the Dragons welcome one of Season 20's top teams, the Arizona Scorpions. Will D.C. be able to pull the upset and turn its season around? This week in the SFL pregame starts at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, before Arizona and D.C. kick off at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. That's here on YouTube. Pass to the right side will be completed to Mike St. Green. He's had himself a nice day, 5 out of 6 receptions.
Yeah, and it really makes your job easier as a quarterback when you have a receiver that's that reliable, and I think that's really, you know, one of the really special connections between quarterback and receiver in this league right now is between Dave Burr and and Mike St. Green, excuse me.
Burr right now currently at an even 200 yards of passing on the day. 2nd and 4 with a heavy eye. Gonna run it up the middle with GP. He's got room. Shakes one, shakes another. Gets in the way of the official and gets brought down at the Houston 38.
Yeah, and you know, it's like we talked about off mic prior to this game. GP Wells doing GP Wells things. You know, he can be one of these big power runners who just a triple tackle involving the referee there is what it took to bring him down in the grand scheme of things.
That just takes ref ball to a whole new level on that replay. 1st and 10 for the 38. They'll hand off. GP going left side. Cuts around. Gets one and cannot shake Periwinkle. But he'll stretch it out for a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, and GP Wells really coming alive these past couple plays, doing what needs to be done to get Houston on the march here.
2nd and a short 1 to go. Again, stacking the line here with an I formation. From the jumbo set. Pressure showing from Queen City. Handoff up the middle. GP will get the first down. But not before he gets brought down by number 26, Ted Haynes. And it'll be first down just inside Corsair territory. Nice runs so far from Wells. He's had a nice total. He's had himself so far all-purpose yards, about a total of 80. GP going to run to the left again, and he'll get another 4 yards. And he is brought down by Kappa Jones for 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and yet another instance of GP Wells just finding a little bit of space. He has really been such an important part of the offense this drive.
Yeah, this drive entering its 6th play. Now just inside the 45 of Queen City. We're going to throw. Has time up the middle. Receiver DR Sim is gone. Touchdown, Houston.
My goodness, DR Sim once again just burning through the coverage. Nothing they can do to stop him. Corner route, open, gets a stab from Queen City's defense, but he is nearly in the end zone by the time he catches this thing. What a fantastic play by the Hall of Famer, showing you how he got there.
Just an absolute fantastic play there. 45-yard touchdown for DR Sim. Touchdown number 3 on the day for him as well. The kick here from Sonny J, up and good. That's going to make it 35-0 with just about 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. So far, DR Sim with 137 total touchdowns in his career. And now tacking on that 140 yards he's currently received, he's currently at 19,830 receiving yards. He is 170 yards away from 20,000 yards. And if he keeps this up, he might just hit it in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it is very possible. I was gonna say I certainly believe that if not this game, if not this upcoming 4th quarter, I certainly believe that he can do it this season. I mean, just, you know, really one of the legends of this league and continuing to show it every single week.
He absolutely is. Lakeman slipping a little bit, regains his footing, has the throw, and it's incomplete, intended for Deezer Powell. That has been the story of this game. Dave Burr is literally, in terms of QBR, literally 1 order of magnitude higher than John Lakeman is right now. A 129.2 versus a 17.6.
Yikes. Yeah, and that play was almost a specter of the very first play of the game. Just perhaps a bit fortunate for John Lakeman that there was no heavy pressure to follow it up.
He's going to stand tall again. He'll hand off to Jet Zero, trying to push the pile. He'll end up getting 2 before getting brought down by Slayer. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. You see Deezer Powell's numbers there. 27 yards on 2 receptions. One of the higher receivers this game, Doug Spelling, the other one, two receptions for 33 yards.
Yeah, and besides the pressure and the interceptions, I mean, it's been an okay game for John Lakeman. 117 throwing yards here.
Going to try to add some more here, and he will get it. It only ends up being about 5 on the catch from Zoma. So Queen City, unfortunately, going to have to go for a 3-and-out once again.
Yeah, and it's really, that's been kind of the big struggle for Queen City, is to get a conversion in this game.
And we saw a little bit of info there on that graphic. Deezer Powell, 2 receptions on 10 targets. He's been the main target for Lakeman, but has only been hit 20% of the time successfully. This punt's going to go to about the 32, and a decent return for St. Green up to the 37.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for Houston to do their thing again. I mean, you almost wonder if, you know, knowing that DR Sim is creeping ever closer to this milestone, if they almost design plays for him to add to that total here this drive.
They're going to go with 2 receivers, offset eye here for first down. We're going to hand off. GP going left side, has open receivers.
Wow.
It's a room to the left side and gets out down to the Queen City 26. And GP now officially over 100 yards rushing on the day.
Yeah, his long prior to that run was a 20. I believe that this is going to end up being longer, but just a fantastic job. Oh my goodness, a tenacious block up front provides so much room for him down the sideline, and it forces Queen City to be reactionary rather than being able to attack the run game like they have been. You know, it's really been one of the big bright spots for Queen City's defense, but just taken away there by that amazing block.
That run ends up going for about 37 yards. 2 tight ends left side for first down. Jumbo package. Berg gonna throw. Has the quick pass. Left side will be completed. And that is caught in by Curtis, who will get down inside the red zone for a 7-yard gain. We're entering about a minute to go here in the third quarter. It has been all Houston all night here in snowy Buffalo. Handoff for GP. He'll try to cut up the middle. Gets the first down. Gets down to about the 14. It's another 5-yard gain for the Headhunters.
Yeah, and just another instance of GP Wells having fantastic blocks to rely on, and he just finds space up the middle.
First and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line.
This will probably end up being the final play of the quarter. We're going to have a tight end left, 2 receivers, and an I formation. A little pressure from Queen City. They'll back off. Burr going to throw. Has time. Looking to the end zone. It's intercepted! Great pick on that play by GB Wallace. The Corsairs will get the ball back at the 20.
And GB Wallace seemingly teleported out of nowhere, but this is one of those eyeball plays. Just read where that pass was going all the way, and he's in the perfect position that by the time the receiver gets there, he's already got it.
Now we'll get a first down for Lakeman on his 20. Hopefully this will be the last one of the quarter. Lakeman steps up. Fires the deep ball. Oh, it's a little too high. Incomplete. Oh, that one intended for Doug Spelling, but he might not have been able to get his footing down to make the leap.
Yeah, Queen City really going for some spectacular plays all game. And, you know, who knows? Maybe if you make one of those plays where you chuck it downfield 40 yards and make the connection on a leap, you know, maybe it really fires the rest of the team up and you can go on a big, meaty run.
Something like good old-fashioned huck-it-chuck-it football. Lakeman from the shotgun with 2 and 2. Fakes the handoff. Passes up the middle. And it's incomplete for Powell again. That's the 11th target of this game for Deezer Powell. He's only brought in 2 catches.
Yeah, and it's again, we're gonna see Kai Cash on the it looks like a tackle here, or well, that'd be on the bump coverage. But yeah, it's just a great. I think really what's been working so well for Houston is how responsive they've been to Queen City, even when they're able to run in ways that they want to or get good routes. They're just able to respond to it.
And that was Jones there on the coverage making the deflection. Lakeman going to have 2 and 2 for 3rd and 10. Play clock running down to 5. Going to have to snap it. it goes. Gonna step up, throws it, and has a man caught for the first down to the 42. And that's how the third quarter is gonna come to an end. Time to throw some fours, swells, 86s and 68s in the chat. We got 1 quarter of football to play, and it's all Headhunters, 35-0 over the Corsairs. You're watching the SFL, presented by APM Music, here on YouTube. So we flip the field here to start the fourth quarter. 3 receivers for Lakeman here on first down. Gonna screen it out. Caught there by Bovine. Makes one man hit down to the canvas, but he ends up going out of bounds for a gain of 6.
It's a small measure of revenge for that play earlier where he darn near got his head taken off. Just trucking the Houston defense in response.
Second and 4. Ball at the 48-yard.
Gonna make it 2nd down and 4, just outside of midfield. 2 receivers. And 2 tight ends. They'll hand it off. Jet 0 wrapped up from behind. It's a loss of 1 on the play. Butch Menner came up from behind and just gave him a big old shoestring.
Yeah, man, just wrapped up almost as soon as this. And that's another thing. You know, Houston have been very responsive in terms of passing defense, but the pressure has been so well applied. It's just bursting through the Queen City front line.
And a 3rd down and 5. Lakeman gonna throw. Pump fakes it. Has a man, and it is caught at the 40 for a first down. Catch by Tony Zoma, who's 4 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, Tony Zoma again and it's the exact same kind of reception that we saw last time, where it's just very brave knowing that you're going to be taken down as soon as the ball's in your hands, but he goes up and makes the play to get the ball in his hands. That's all he's really concerned about.
First and 10.
And puts the ball in Houston territory. Queen City trying their best to get on the board and avoid getting skunked for the first time in history. Handoff, left side for Jet 0. He's got room. Going to get the first down and a couple more as he ends up getting 12 on the play for a first down.
And a great job by Jet 0 running up the middle, and this is the kind of thing that really they've struggled to do just because of the pressure from Houston, and finds a little alley up the middle, and a great job just using the speed to get through that alley.
First and 10.
You see Jet 0, 26 yards on 11 attempts. That 12-yard run, the longest of the day so far for him. First and 10 from the 28. Pressure coming up from Houston. They'll rush 4. Lakeman on the quick step, throws it. It's complete to James Matthew Jr. for the first down at the 17 for 11.
Yeah, and that's a great pass. Some very positive things happening for Queen City on this drive. They're marching.
Trying to avoid getting one of those records from being snapped here with a low score, and that one tipped in the air, incomplete. Ooh, nice coverage on that play by Diedrich Law to knock that one down.
Yeah, and it's exactly as you say. Every single Queen City drive has ended in a punt, and that's really what they're trying to reverse, to try to get a little bit of offensive momentum back on their side here, and believe that with the time they have left in the fourth that they can still do this.
Second and 10. Lakeman on the quick step, throws. It's tipped and incomplete. Again, Law on the coverage to knock that ball away. Houston defense holding firm here in the red zone.
Yeah, and perhaps that's all they could really hope to hold themselves to this drive with how well Queen City have been moving.
Going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. Lakeman with 3 wide receivers, nickel pack for Houston. On the quick step, throws right up the middle, and it's into the end zone for the touchdown. Doug Spelling crosses the plane and puts the Corsairs on the board.
And there it is. The first drive that does not result in a punt for Queen City is a fantastic pitch and catch touchdown. And just look at this, just reading the options, realizes that one receiver is going to be open in the end zone. Just one tiny little slip by Houston's defense. I think it really just goes to show how good Queen City can be when they're able to set up shop and really read the defense.
The drive going 11 plays, 81 yards, finishing in that 17-yard touchdown pass. And the kick from Joe Garfield is up and through. That'll make it 35-7 with 8:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life. Inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service, APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Kick on its way. St. Green going to get it from about the 7. Touch to his left side and get a decent return of about 23 before he is brought down at the 30-yard line. Houston running pretty well today. Not going to have their most points scored so far. I don't think that's probably going to be in the cards anytime soon, but holding a very comfortable 4-score lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this matchup historically has been very, very close, the scoreline. And so I think Houston are trying to have a big win in that column.
Burr in a little bit of trouble, gets the pass away. And it will be completed for a gain of 2. That was out to Curtis, who's been the more active tight end between the two. Curtis with 4 receptions, with Copeland only getting 1.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end. All that really needs to be said about that play.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. 2nd down and 8. Houston just trying to go ahead and try to kill as much clock as they can. Handoff for GP goes up the middle, and he will be brought down by Orion Horace. And I believe, if my numbers are correct, as I'm going through them very quickly, yes, that is tackle number 100 for Orion Horace.
A fantastic accomplishment for him, and he'll be looking to follow it up with another one here.
Time here for Birds. He throws, and it's completed down to the 46. A nice reception by one of the secondary receivers, J.J. McCutcheon.
Yeah, and that was something I was thinking about, is I wonder if Houston are at a point where they start putting in secondary players here soon, you know, because especially during a snow game, you definitely don't want your players to be injured when you're way ahead.
That's very true. As Bird's going to throw it out here to the left. We're going to do a bit of double coverage, but you know, it is DR Sim. He'll end up getting 6 somehow.
Yeah, and he really has been had just a fantastic night here, and no wonder they keep throwing it to him. 5 receptions, 3 of them being touchdown receptions.
Twins to the left with the offset eye. Hand off to GP. He's got room to the left side. He'll get the first down and get up to the 40. Good run from GP. He has been having a great day. 124 yards on the ground, 11 in the air. Just a great little run overall.
Yeah, and it really opened up so many options for Houston. You know, obviously they've thrown quite a bit to DR Sim, but it's as Damon Simeon mentions in the chat. You know, Mike St. Green has been open on a lot of these plays. You have to wonder if they're gonna tap that option here before too long.
Bird with the jumbo package, hands it off to GP up the middle, who ends up going nowhere. It's a tackle made by both Kappa Jones and Orion Horace. Another milestone you want to watch out for right now. Greg Gaines, the corner for Queen City. He's 2 away from 500 tackles in his career. See if that might come up here soon. Run for GP. He'll go right side and get taken down by Sabolka. Oh, excuse me. No, that's Jones on the tackle. But ends up going for a gain of about 7, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and just the blocks there, just bullying the Queen City defense. Those blocks that were thrown were absolutely savage.
Yeah, just seeing the perfect lane for Wells. It was fantastic blocking all around. They're going to go back to the right side. Wells going to cut left. He'll get the first down and get taken down by Rigsby at the 26. So now with 5 minutes to go in the game, Houston has not let up on the football. They are killing as much clock as they can right now.
Yeah, and that's really, I think the big goal of this drive for Houston, as much as scoring is just trying to chew this down to 2 minutes would be ideal.
Wells going to run right side, and he will be stopped by Gaines. So there's one. He needs one more for tackle 500, but it ends up being a run of 5 for Wells.
And that's really a positive thing. You know, it's Queen City are down on the scoreboard, but it's one of those things where you look to the positives that you take away, you know, these milestones for your defense, and really, you know, it shows how big of a part of your defense they are, even on days like this.
Even on days like this, for sure. Heavy I formation. And they are letting this clock drain. Handoff to Wells will go right and brought down by Jones right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one for 3rd and 5.
And it's a great situation that Queen City have set up here. Again, you know, that's really sort of been their what they keyed into on defense is get a good situation on 3rd down and, you know, really suffocate them for those first 3 downs and then just do whatever it takes to get a stop.
This drive has currently been going on for now over 5 minutes officially. Hand off to Wells, going up the middle. He'll get the first down just at the 15-yard line. Boy, oh boy. This clock will continue to run. This is going to end up going to about a 6-minute drive.
Yeah, 11 plays on this drive. It started on Houston's own 30-yard line. They are now on the Queen City 15. And they're not in a hurry to score, mind you. They're trying to chew this down to 2 minutes or even less, ideally.
3 minutes to go here in the ball game. Burr going to be under center. Tight end flex to the left. Play clock down to 3. Burr going to hand it off. Wells up the middle. Will get to the 9 before getting brought down by Rigsby. That's his 8th tackle on the day. It'll be a gain of 6 to bring it inside the 10.
Yeah, and clock still moving. That 2-minute mark is the goal for Houston. After that, I would suspect you probably see them move towards the end zone a bit more aggressively than they have been.
And more than likely, we'll probably see the final plays of the starters for Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy I formation. 2:12 to go. Again, letting it bleed out. And the run up the left is not going to do it. And yeah, we actually are seeing the secondary players in now. That is number 23 of Houston, Carl Law. So that's going to bring up to 3rd down and 2. As we reach the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in Buffalo. Houston lead it 35-7. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. And the stats truck has just confirmed that last play, that gave Greg Gaines his 500th tackle of his career. So congratulations on hitting that milestone, Greg. Run up the middle will be good for the first down. It'll be good for the first down. Queen City will call a timeout. They'll have 2 left.
Yeah, and Queen City, I think, would love to get the ball back at least one more time. And, you know, even if it's looking more and more like a final outcome here, they would at least love to play for pride here, I would think.
Barry Bergens is the man under center for Houston. And that run will go nowhere for Law, as another timeout will be called by Queen City. 1 more to go for them.
Yeah, and that's certainly what I think is happening here, that Queen City want to get a stop here and, you know, play for pride, which have to certainly commend them that, you know, a game like this can sometimes break your spirit as a team. And They're still trying. You know, they know how far off and how distant the possibility is, but they know it's not zero yet.
It isn't zero yet. Law is going to get stopped short of the line. It'll be third down and goal to go. Queen City will take their final timeout as Ted Haynes makes that tackle. What they're probably going to want to try to do is avoid having a larger margin of victory than what they had in Season 8 when they were in St. Louis taking on the Gladiators. That was a 35-point difference when they fell 55-20. Hand off to Law will go nowhere, and the clock will run here on 4th and goal. Tackle there from LL Volt. If this now, if the field goal goes good here, it'll be a 31-point lead. And that would make it the second largest margin of victory in Houston history. And I actually should correct myself. This is currently still, once this goes through, 31 points will make it the second highest margin of defeat if it holds for Queen City. That was back in Season 12. When they lost to the Alaska Storm 51-21. That St. Louis game, that was a victory for them, as the kick is up and good for Sonny J. First field goal of the entire ball game here from Houston. It's going to make it 38-7 with 1:07 to go.
And it feels a bit silly to say, right? Because it is their first field goal of the game, but it's the first field goal they've really had to attempt all game.
That's very true. They've had a lot of scoring opportunities deep in the red zone, and they've managed to convert them very well.
Mm-hmm.
Kick underway, and this will be taken by Zoma in the end zone. They'll ring it out. Bring it up to the 20. Gets a little bit of profit as he'll get brought down to the 22-yard line. Hey, don't leave the stream yet without joining our Discord server. There's so much to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out content for teams and about the league created by the community, participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the Survivor Pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon in the menu. The SFL community 2,000 strong, and we'll see you there. Lakeland's going to fake the handoff. Oh, and he's brought down for a loss. Looks like the starters for the defense are still out there. Tanner still making the play. That's his first full sack of the game. Lakeman under pressure on the rush. He'll throw it out right side. Tipped and incomplete.
And no timeouts.
Hartshorn to knock it away.
No timeouts for Queen City, so they're going to have to pick a formation that they're comfortable with going straight back to the line here.
Yeah, 44 seconds left, already on third down.
And if you're Houston, I think you're honestly thinking about playing for a pick six, because if you're trying to get in as a team that's around 500, you know, the point difference can help quite a bit.
And that one tipped away, incomplete. Nice coverage on that one by Kai Cash. He's been having himself a pretty good day. 3 deflections and that 1 pick six. He has been probably the biggest factor on this Houston defense.
Yeah, absolutely. That huge pick six that gave Houston really kind of the confidence to go on the offensive role that they went on this game.
So 4th down and 17 to go. Queen City hoping to keep this drive going, or else it will be game over. 3 receivers to the left for Lakeman. He'll have time. Throwing the deep ball left side. It's caught!
Wow.
What a catch there from Doug Spelling. He'll have room to run. He cannot be caught. It'll be 85 yards for the touchdown.
The indomitability of the human spirit strikes once again, as Queen City know that mathematically this ball game is all but over, but they refuse to give up. They work for this. This is a fantastic pass, just athletic all the way, the balance to stay in the air and land outside of the range of his defender, and just the speed by Doug Spelling. My goodness, the speed by Doug Spelling. I'd say there's nothing but green grass in front of him, but because it's a snow game, I guess I would say nothing but grayish white grass in front of him.
The drive ends up going 4 plays, 78 yards for that 85-yard touchdown. That's got to boost your pride just a little bit. Joe Garfield will step up to kick the extra point. Snap and hold. The kick is up. And it is good. That'll make it 38-13 with 29 seconds. 38-14 with 29 seconds to go.
Here's the question: when you're this far behind, do you go for the onside kick?
You might as well, because you don't know what might happen at this point.
Good for them. Good for Queen City.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? Yeah, you're down 24. You know, you've got the. You're not going to put anything in the record here, as this is going to be taken in by Houston. That one rounded up by Greg Corky.
It took a bounce.
That will do it for the Corsairs, unfortunately.
Took a bounce that it looked like it had a chance there, but not quite.
Yeah, just a little bit of a bad break, but unfortunately, here's the thing: the last drive that Houston had ends up going 18 plays, taking 7 minutes and 29 seconds.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and it's one of those cases where, okay, you're way ahead, and again, it's like we said earlier, you try to get too cute, it'll end up backfiring on you. So they're just like, okay, we're gonna march down the field, 2-minute warning. That's 1 timeout we took away from you. Now you have to use 3 more timeouts to even get the ball back. And Queen City able to get 1 timeout as sort of a prize of pride, but just a fantastic job down the stretch for the Headhunters to shut this door on Queen City.
Yeah, fantastic finish there. Houston's going to take this win, go to 2-5. They defeat the Corsairs 38-14, who now unfortunately will now fall to 0-7, pretty much mathematically putting them out of the playoff hunt just at the start of the second half of the season. But they did not go down without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we say, it's easy to when you're very far behind to give up on this game, but I think the biggest thing that we can say to Queen City's credit is that they did not give up. They got that 1 touchdown, and they got a fantastic, I would even say highlight reel worthy touchdown at the very end of this game in the dying embers.
Yeah, absolutely. This game also being the 30th game in franchise history for Houston where they have scored more than 30, where they have scored 38 points or more. The last time they did that was against Denver in season 19. They defeated them 45-17. Well, that was the last victory they had. The last time they scored 38 was in a loss against Vegas, 41-39. But I didn't want to give them a negative hit.
And this has been a matchup that has been very close, both in terms of results and in terms of score historically. So I think this is going to be one of those things that Queen City, when this matchup again comes up again down the schedule, they're going to look at it as revenge fuel. It's going to be like, okay, we had a chance there. We showed that we can hang with this team. Now let's go there. Let's go out there and do what we're capable of this time.
Yeah, and we said this series is a little more of a 2-score affair, but Houston just took it and ran with it. And that man right there, DR Sim, your player of the game, 5 receptions, 143 yards for 3 touchdowns. Look at that, averaging 28.6 yards a catch. Do not be surprised if next week when they take on Alamo City in Houston, that he ends up cracking 20,000 yards. That's going to be the benchmark to watch for next week. Queen City will have a chance to recover. They're on a bye, but their next game, they will be in Buffalo taking on Alamo City. That will do it for us here tonight. What a great little end there, but Houston comes out on top, 38-14. For the Stats Trucks, Mr. DJ Woods, Declan O'Rourke. For my partner, Mr. Alden Bleeker. For Commissioner-Producer Cameron Irvine, my name is Ethan Muslin. More SFL action coming up tonight. 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota at Seattle. At 10:45, it's Charleston and San Diego. And then we got a whole slate of games on Saturday you're not going to want to miss right here on the SFL YouTube. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.